I was told there'd be the Dungeons and the Dragons.
The dragons will be here. The dungeons will also be here. You were not lied to.
How about that roulette dice, though?
Love it. Those were super cool.
I wonder what they're made out of. I wonder if they're made out of I wonder if they're just painted to look like pewter, or if they're actually made from metal.
They looked pretty hefty. Like, they looked like they were definitely some sort of cast metal. But yeah, I really liked how they looked. Clearly, C-Swab, we need to get an IRL Friends game together.
I mean, I'm down.
I've got so many, like, physical dice. We could get the cool dice.
My poor obsidian dice. Never shall they get to see the light of day.
Is it because they're obsidian?
I also have those cool cast brass D10s that I made for the werewolf crew that we could never get everybody back together one more time.
Oh yeah, the table destroyers?
No, they're regular like D10 size.
Okay.
But they are cast like brass, so you really need to roll it into a dice tray, obviously.
Oh my god, Pepperheads, the werewolf crew.
Rip them.
Rip all of them. They had to go and get lives and stuff? Ridiculous. Maybe I could convince them back for, like, ArctisCon 2025.
I think the jury is still out on if they just went and got lives.
But that only lasts for so long, like, you're like, goodbye everyone, I'm going to go have a life, and then it's like 3 years of having a life, and you're like, damn, I am really tired of having a life. And then you play games again. It is the vicious cycle. So we're kind of getting to that point with a couple of the people. Kind of that 3-year marker.
Are you?
Well, at least, how long has it been since we've heard from Flix and Esther? Like, is it getting to that point for them? Like, the 3 years? Because some people, I fear that they possibly might be too far lost. Like Fumbles.
I have heard from Sir Kenneth and Monsieur Ganazakos within the year.
Well, I mean, Flick still posts in the Discord, so that's fair.
I don't think that ever counted. I have not heard from Molly in a real long time, though.
Yes, she is apparently very busy.
Didn't they have another chitlin?
Two chitlins. Mother.
Are they kobolds?
I mean, when they're small, they're basically kobolds, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm not sure that's accurate, but I don't know.
I mean, that's just what I hear.
Children to dispute it.
Yeah, not gonna test the theory. I've read things, rumors. Kids are like kobolds. Suddenly they show up when you least expect it.
Ogres are like onions. Children are like kobolds. This math checks out.
Alright, everybody. Stream's fired up. Thank you for the raid, Devo. Greatly appreciated. Hello, Devo viewers. I hope you all enjoyed Onyxia. It is a lovely World of Warcraft: The War Within early access week. Thank you all for joining us today. C-Swab, will you be joining us on Retail ever?
Probably not.
Wow. All right, well, I tried.
I'm too busy being, trying to be
Parson?
#1 druid on Classic, you know what I mean?
True. Guy's showing me his parses. I'm like, God damn. Those are some parses.
I peaked at number 32 for Resto Druids in the world.
Pretty fucking good, actually.
And I was trying to get top 25, and I got some good parses, but womp womp.
Well, just to be clear, in the world on Classic, so that's like 1/10 of the total WoW population, right? Because there's like 10 different modes you can play.
Sure, but I mean, like, there's still a very large portion that plays Classic.
Mm-hmm.
Don't belittle his accomplishments.
No, it's bad. I was just making a joke about how there's like 300 different ways to play WoW now.
we've got the three major flavors here.
In particular.
Yeah, we've got the seasoned discovery, you know.
You have Classic Era, you have Seasoned Discovery, you have Hardcore, you have regular Classic, and Retail.
You got your spicy WoW, your sriracha WoW, you got your sweet and sour WoW.
Your lemon pepper WoW.
Your hot honey WoW.
You got your garlic butter WoW.
Hot honey is the new flavor.
Yeah, I feel like hot honey would just be retail. It's new.
Hot honey on pizza is phenomenal, though.
It is true. I've come to appreciate the hot honey. I keep looking back at C-Swab's meme that he posted in Discord with the white bread. So good.
Very spicy.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Monday D&D. I've got a little bit of a frog in my throat, but we're gonna push through this today. Because I know everybody will probably be a little bit busy for the rest of the week. We will not have we will not have Wangdoodle with us today, but we will continue on with the storyline. We'll do a very quick recap, and a quick, hey, how's your week been? And we will get started. As for the recap, you all spent a lovely amount of time with the Lich trapped in a mirror, Narcissa Soulblight, who has at her disposal, and at her beck and call, a bunch of frost elven souls that are also bound to her, and destroying Narcissa outright, potentially, with the fire elemental mace, the Obliteratus, would destroy the souls that she has bound to her as well, potentially angering a major faction of Maginox. Not to mention some of the worldwide consequences the destruction of so many souls may actually have on the weakened Arctis. Narcissa went into a little bit of a story about her history in order to either clarify some things about Arctis or to make you feel a little bit bad about her current plight. But her fate is in your hands. As you went to Narcissa's mirror, you caught up with some of the kobolds and the friends that you've made along the way. Namely, there is now a giant statue of Grebella sitting in Grebella's lair. It is currently being worshipped by many a kobold. It seems like your friend, the earthworm-haired Medusa, Annalie, helped the kobolds build a fitting effigy to Grebella, further strengthening her influence and dedication from her kobold minions. As for Peya, she's been developing a relationship with your cauldron, which you have discovered has the soul of a earth fae that's been forged into it. The cauldron itself came from a place close to the Dreaming and was traded in a fantastical court known as the City of Brass in the elemental plane of fire. Now, this has come up a couple times as Azrael has also brought this up, via Salamander Cygnus, who Azrael found hiding within the plane of fire, and as Cygnus betrayed the group, Azrael gave them to you all to decide his fate. But Dealing with Cygnus may come later, and you told Azrael to just hold on to Cygnus and make sure that he doesn't go anywhere while you figure out some of the more pressing issues. As for Narcissa's story, and trying to curry your favor, well, it depends on what you got out of the story. But TLDR, Narcissa and her family came in on a spell jammer, an ancient cosmos, oh my god, I can't talk today, an ancient cosmos sailing ship that is now buried under the thick ice of Aesir. She warned you of Arctis's true nature, a dragon that flies from planet to planet, obfuscating itself on planet's surface, appearing as an innocent continent and letting life flourish on his back. As Arctis tries to hide from his praised mother, the multi-headed dragon Tiamat, Arctis uses all of the life that has been growing on his back and holds their memories in an eternal keep within his mind. And using the knowledge that he has absorbed from the spirits that have passed, he tries to completely avoid the gaze of his mother as he flies from planet to planet. But now, Arctis has been found out once again, and has been wounded by his crazed dragon mother. This wound, as you currently know as the Slow, has been coursing through Arctis slowly, and its denizens have been trying to do whatever they can to stop it or control it. Narcissa warned that potentially stopping the Slow may finally convince Arctis to give up the planet that he is currently attached to, and thereby ending the age that is growing on his back. When asked, "What would you do when you were freed?" Narcissa responded that she would pursue eliminating the Ascended, that both protected Arctis and kept things from entering or leaving into the astral sea. So Arctis's true nature would continue to be obfuscated. Now, whether you decide to destroy Narcissa, free Narcissa, or whatever, at least you have some background as to why she has made the decisions that she has made. She may not be entirely truthful, but at least that is the history as she has been taught it. There's a couple things that you did get out of it. One, there is an astral spell ship buried deep under the ice of Aesir somewhere, and she has not told you of the location, though she did say that she would show you if you decided to free her. 2, you do have an Ascended of your own, currently trapped on your ship, encased in a block of crystal and battling with one of Tiamat's minions. That crystal, currently powering your airship, is a contentious source of both power and, well, the potential to disrupt the delicate cycle that Arctis has developed to keep himself safe. With all of this knowledge in mind, there was still one more person back at Grebella's lair that still needed to, or that you had talked to before entering Narcissa's mirror. An exhausted Volca, one of the guards of the Vaki, was exhausted and wounded, being tended to by Grebella's many kobolds. She had been working tirelessly to get many of the Vaki out of Vacaris and escort them safely into Maginox, as the angry Magmarans took over the city below. Volca told you that Vacaris possibly was lost, and the Magmarans were intent on marching on the vault of Vacaris, where the Obliteratus now sits. The Magmarans have been denied a significant source of power because of the fire elemental locus Novus, and now seek to recoup some of that power for their own, and doing whatever they can to get their hands on the elemental's mace. The wards that surround the Vault of Vacaris may have been weakened or even eliminated with Novus's passing, and now that a new head sits at the head of the table, and is still very young to the job, Azrael may not know exactly how to keep those wards going. And so, Volka's concern might be a very serious one. Let us return to Grebella's lair, as Narcissa is very tired after discussing her long and sordid story, and you have left the mirror with possibly more questions than you have answered. It does seem like the Magmarans potentially marching on the Vault of Vacaris and getting their hands on the undead killing mace could prove to be extremely dangerous for the safety of Maginox, and now that many of you have put down roots in the great city of darkness, it might be time to protect it. One moment, please. For the sake of today's show, because Wangdoodle is not here, I'll just remove him from the map, but don't worry, he has not been taken or kidnapped by any other dragons or kobolds today.
Him and
Speak for
Narcissa
yourself.
painting each other's nails.
Oh God. Look, he's hanging out with Grebella's kobolds. That's fine.
Probably drinking.
Probably.
I mean, we do have cons there, so likely, yes.
As you leave the cold and frozen mirror realm that the Lich is trapped in, you are welcomed once again by the familiar sight of Grebella's cave, and although a bit dark and a bit stinky, it is Grebella's second home. The murder otter, the Awazotl, is sleeping contentedly on a cot on the east side of the room, and does not wake even after you all exit. Everything is quiet except for the distant murmuring of kobolds, and you presume they're still muttering, "Mother," to themselves as they gaze upon the great statue of Grebella that's been erected in the main room. You have a lot to think about when it comes to Narcissa's tale, and whether the Great Age will end if the dragon finally feels that it is safe to take flight, once again moving away from the terrible gaze of his mother. What do you all do? And what do you all think as you exit Narcissa's chamber, with all of this new information going through your heads? Don't be shy.
Grebella is just kind of thinking, trying to figure out what all this means. It's a little above her pay grade in some ways.
Yeah, I think Kazla would be looking to Rain a bit, since Rain was kind of driving the conversation.
And at least for Grebella, you know that Tiamat has also tried to steer you to her cause. Kind of not cementing, but putting some credence behind what Narcissa said about Tiamat already discovering Arctis's location. She knows enough that even she can pinpoint potential allies to her cause. And luckily, you weren't swayed.
The dice decided for me. I was like, man, it's really juicy to go either way, but I'm just gonna roll for it.
And as for...
Seaswab... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. As for at least Kozlo and Seaswab, all of the roots that you've put down in Maginox are definitely more threatened by the potential army of Magmarans coming in, wielding this undead slaying mace, if they happen to get their hands on it. That is certainly much more of a threat than the Lich in the mirror. But at least for Rain has already gotten a couple of tidbits of lore regarding Arctis, and as Narcissa had referred to the dragon as a great cosmic parasite, that certainly puts Arctis in a different light. But most of the stories that Rain has read, at least in, say, the Moon Sage's Sanctum, has referred to Arctis as a great repository of knowledge, like a keeper of memories, a preserver, as opposed to a parasite.
So Seaswab would definitely approach it from more of more like an analytical point of view of like, why would, like, what if it's true? What does that say about how Narcissa got put in her position? And then on the flip side is if she's just saying whatever she can to get out,
Mm-hmm.
what's like the end goal? Obviously getting out, but like what would happen? So like I would definitely assume like he wouldn't rather choose a side right away. He'd be like, okay, let's get a little bit more going to see which side of the coin we want to like line up with, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he'd be like, I don't fully trust her because she's in the mirror for a reason. But also, giant parasite dragon thing doesn't sound too appealing either.
I don't think we really know enough about Arctis to make any judgments yet. I think it's very likely that he behaves in a manner similar to what Narcissa thinks. It's not too dissimilar from, honestly, my own opinions of him so far. But just like we gave Narcissa an opportunity to speak for herself, I believe we owe Arctis the opportunity to speak for himself as well. We are going to go into his brain, after all.
Yeah, how does that work? Isn't he like asleep or something?
As I understand it, something like that, yes. We have to get there first. This is kind of the thing that I've been wanting you all to assist with, but I fear there's always something more pressing. Regardless,
Yeah, I do think we should head there as soon as we can.
well, regardless, we have to deal with the slow. If we don't deal with the slow, Arctis dies, and so does everybody living on his back. And even if that were a good thing from Narcissa's perspective, it still means that everybody dies. So I think our best bet is to try and find some way to preserve Arctis and convince him that he doesn't need to flee, that he can stay here and we can protect him as well as he's protected us. But, of course, I don't know Arctis at all, so maybe he's just an asshole. Maybe we truly are on our own. But I don't like the idea of a bunch of fucking earth elementals getting their hands on a undead slaying hammer and going and murdering my husband while we're all doing that, so...
Oh yeah, I forgot that would be a thing too. Well... Detour 3, I guess?
I did have one question. Grebella and Coslow and Seaswab, I guess. You said that your friend Azrael, he can bring souls back?
Yeah.
Alive?
He can bring people back alive, yeah. It used to be just recent deaths, but as you have seen, he has ascended to powers I am uncertain.
I would very much like to meet your Azrael, wherever they call their place of power now, I suppose. I'm not sure. But first, I think we should acquire this mace, at the very least, to keep it safe. Is that something
Yeah.
your friend can help us with?
I would love for you to meet Azrael. You guys are so alike, it's insane. You're gonna get along great.
I met him in the fight. We're literally nothing alike, Seaswab.
Now that your cauldron has been more awoken as well, Coslow, you do have a direct ley line connection to the plane of fire. So if Rain does wish to meet and speak with your new patron, this can be arranged. In fact, more quickly than Rain may actually realize.
Oh god, the game is still paused for me. I can't move, but I see people moving.
Oh fuck, refresh!
Yeah,
Refresh.
I'm moving.
Grebella's
I
gonna
didn't
go
get
through
one.
pet her skeletons and her kobold as she walks through.
There's a little bit less stone here. Presumably, most of it's been shipped to the main room, so Annalie could make your beautiful statue.
Oh, Grebella,
Yeah.
can I put in an order for 4,000 cubic feet of stone to be delivered to House of the Bestie?
Endo!
Oh god. She goes running looking for Candle.
Candle is
You know what?
probably
Actually,
worshipping in the main room.
cause
What?
Miss Rain will like. How much was it again? 400. What? Say the number.
I need 4,000 cubic feet. Well, no, hang on. Cubic feet, hang on.
Can you,
I
boy
need-
chance explain that in, like, an arm's length? Like, hold out your arms. I'm not good with that. You know, addition and math and all that jazz.
If you stacked 8 kobolds next to each other in like a grid, and then stacked another 4 kobolds on top of them, so you have 2 by 2 cube of kobolds.
He grabs the small shaman kobold,
Hey,
and then he starts making hash marks on the ground.
Yep, and then put him on top of the other Yep, exactly.
Alright, okay. Alright,
I
so,
need-
so we're starting...
I need
like
4
eight.
of those.
Four
Yeah.
of those, and then...
so get the pigs ready to haul some stuff to make money for the.
Or perhaps, Rain
Yeah.
gestures to Paya. I need approximately 4 Paya's worth of stone.
You know, true.
Oh, bias.
Huge tracts of stone.
He goes up to some of the hauling animals that he has and gives them a pat. Yeah, I think we could manage doing something like that. We've got
It'll be
enough
good for the
kobolds working.
hood.
Can I ask you, what's it for?
No, you can't ask what it's for.
All right.
Stuffing things, and that's good enough for us, right?
Is that, my queen's bidding? He looks between Rain and Grebella, kind of meeting the eyes of both, but leaning a little bit more towards Grebella.
Yeah.
All right.
Heck yeah.
I'll gladly make a hefty donation to the Horde.
Yeah.
Delivery.
And it's sorry about the queen thing. It's just kind of what they do, you know.
All right, you lazy chumps. Stop looking at the statue titties and get back to work. Mother? Mother? Mother?
It's a little... Stop looking at the titties!
Your queen desires stone. Stop digging.
Yeah. Helping my other queen friend out, because we girl bossing.
Some of the
Or
kobolds
Queen shit, yo.
begin,
Shit, yo.
they begin to slowly and, a bit in a daze, exit the main chamber and start gathering up the stone that you have required, Rain.
Great. You can just deliver that to House Lunesti whenever is convenient for you. Let them know that it's special delivery for Rain. They'll put it somewhere, I'm sure.
Yes, get to work.
The tiny junk shaman kobold, too, puts in his hard labor by picking up a couple fist-sized stones and chucking them in the back of the cart.
Thank you. Alright. Well, I guess we're gonna try to figure out how to get down into Vicaris and not burn our tootsies off.
Is that where we're going?
That's where the Obliteraris is, right?
Oh, you all know where this thing is.
Oh, yeah!
Okay, so we should go get the mace and not just murder an entire army of people who are trying to get it instead. That's the better way.
Could be a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Pay
Last
I-
time we were there, we fought a very big salamander, but he was sick.
I'm getting progressively more annoyed being kept from the ice library, so it's very possible that the last people to keep me from the ice library are going to have the worst of it. And the last person who kept us from the ice library got eaten by a fucking whale, so...
Yeah, that did happen.
Pay
We've got
turns to look at
nautical.
you. Did you all happen to talk to Volka?
We did. That's why we want to go down there and get the Obliteratus, and also we're working on something to help the Vicarians out. We might know somebody that's very fire-based that might be able to get you somewhere even cooler.
Well, no one knows those caverns under Maginhawks as well as Volka. If you want to get to the Vault of Vicaris and not be accosted by thousands of angry Magmarans along the way, I would discuss it with her first, before heading out.
Yeah, did she need any kind of medicine or anything to,
Ain't she like half dead?
yeah,
She needs some rest, as much as she doesn't want to. She feels a strong sense of duty to the people of Vicaris.
yeah, no,
But she is no use to anyone if she is dead or wounded by the Magmarans. We're going to keep her here until she is better.
well, I could see if we could get her to draw a map, I guess, or I know she really wanted to go, that's why I want to know what can and can't be done for her.
At least, try and put her mind at ease. Your presence down there alone will most certainly make her feel better, but she's not going to want you to be charging headlong into 1,000 angry Magmarans, who may also have some Vaki captives.
Do we know how to access this vault if we are to find it?
Oh, we may have to go back to town first.
So we do know how to access it?
Yes.
Well, that is something, if you are going to talk to Azrael before you go, something that you might want to talk to Azrael about.
Wouldn't it be Charlinda's blood, though?
Well, that was when Novus essentially controlled the lock on the vault of Vicaris, and it could be only opened by those two things, the last royal blood of Vicaris and the blessings of Maginox. But Novus is no longer, and Azrael may not know either how to control or how to freely lock and unlock the vault. They are very new to their charge.
What are we thinking?
Those words just might not even exist anymore, and that's the big concern.
Yeah.
That Novus is dead, that's why the Magmarans are all marching towards the vault.
Well, I would like to sit for a spell. And if then we go talk to this Azrael fellow?
Yeah, yeah.
Azrael's
We
not
can-
really a fellow so much as they are them.
Yeah. We do got beds,
Several
where
fellows.
many
More
fellows.
like a fellowship, really.
Yeah, it's true. That's a different story for a different day.
I don't think that I follow, but I'm also not sure that I'm supposed to.
Yeah, this is complicated. We could sleep down here if you want. We got cots, obviously, where, Vulcan is, or if you want to go back to town. Obviously, we got our little pathway. It's up to you, Your Majesty.
Although the stinking kobold caves do kind of reek of the endless toil of many unwashed kobolds, it is sufficient enough to sleep in. The dirty cots have dirt all over the front and the backside. It looks like they've been flipped more often than not.
Right. Well, okay. Ray just sits down
I know,
and
it's
starts meditating.
very. We can also go sleep on my hoard. There's some.
The kobold that was feeding Volca leaves and allows you all a little bit more room to breathe.
I think we're gonna go down there, Volca. So, you rest up, and, if we can get something that'll make you feel better faster, let us know.
She waves her hand. I will heal in time, and possibly some sleep. I don't really feel like I've slept in days. The exhaustion has absolutely permeated every muscle of my body. I don't think I can move an
Yeah.
inch. But
Yeah, you've been going too hard.
I don't want you venturing into Vicaris proper. The Magmarans have already breached the gates and are swarming around the city. They've taken captive any Vaki they can get their hands on. And if you all go into Vicaris with swords swinging and spells slinging, I would be worried they would not hesitate to kill some of their captives. If I may suggest, for now, it might be best to go around them. There are many rivers of pure lava that surround Vicaris, and the Magmarans, well, that's going to slow them down pretty significantly, unless they've brought ships or boats made of ironwood. Ironwood more commonly grows around Vicaris, and can withstand much of the heat. I have a little hiding spot, a boat made of ironwood that's shrouded in the Vicaris cliffs to the west, a little bit north of the ruins of old Vicaris. You can take that and the river that's adjacent to it, and follow the flow of lava to the vault of Vicaris directly. The Magmarans will mostly be staying with their feet on the ground, as they are more comfortable and empowered that way. If you take this boat and let the lava waves take you to the vault, You shouldn't encounter any Magmarans unless they've already reached the vault itself. With a little bit of a grunt, she sits up in bed, just enough to pull out a small piece of paper from her pocket. And with a bit of coal, she begins penciling out a route for you to follow. Here. Do you remember when we went through Old Vicaris, and we told you the tale of, well, the dragon that rampaged through the old city?
Grebella looks incredibly guilty when she says this.
Sorry. But at least you know how to get to Old Vicaris. Here.
Yeah.
Take this.
Well, your map's gonna be a lot better than the one my kobold made the first time we went down there. It was inaccurate, to say the least.
I'm surprised kobolds could make a map, period. But instead
You know,
of going...
they try their best.
Instead of going southeast through Old Vicaris to New Vicaris, you're going to be taking a small path up to the north, through the mountains, and to a more isolated spot. You'll know you're in the right place when you see some of the old ironwood trees standing around. Here, she points at a spot on the map she circles with the piece of coal. Under a cliff overhang, I've hidden one of my ironwood boats. Well, it's more of a canoe than a boat. It's going to be a little bit tight for your party. But if you manage to find it, it won't conduct the heat of the lava. Just take this down and let it guide you to the vault. You may have to paddle just a little bit once you see the vault's bridge. But hopefully this will get you to your destination without much issue. She hands Grebella the piece of paper. Remember, north through Old Vicaris.
North through Old Vicaris. Everybody heard that, right?
Rain did not. She is meditating.
Yes.
Alright.
Just try to avoid getting the attention of the Magmarans. You don't want to stoke their ire anymore. And now that at least they have the city, they may be a little bit complacent, at least in their small victory.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do, but...
The worst case scenario is that they've already breached the vault. And remember, if any of them get their hands on the Obliteratus, it could spell death for a lot of your friends in Maginox. Can't let this happen.
Yeah. If they have that thing, I'm gonna be very hindered on how much I can do, you guys. That thing would kill me.
He nods. I know a lot of the Vaki history is steeped in the destruction of the undead, and then the training on how to kill dragons. I know that puts you in a very awkward position,
Well, yeah. I didn't ask for either of them, so it is what it is. I'm just trying to use what I got about both of them to do what I can now.
It's very noble of you. And, well, you'll be helping a lot of people, especially the Vaki that may have refused to leave Vicaris. If you can drive the Magmarans back by at least having the Obliteratus as a show of force, they may concede without further bloodshed. That's just a hope. She snuggles back down on the bed and closes her eyes again. These beds smell terrible, by the way.
Yeah, it's... I can't smell, so... Kaza probably thinks they smell fine. I definitely need to get this place swanked out at some point, but, it's also just a cave. It serves its purpose.
Now, Vicaris was once just a cave.
You're not wrong.
I'm sure this will become whatever you and your very passionate and small followers want it to be.
Yeah.
She yawns and tucks back into the bedroll. I suggest you all get some sleep before the trek. It's going to be a long one if you decide to do it on foot. She thinks, though the caves are wide enough to take some of those scorpions that I've seen hanging out outside of your inn.
We could do that. My other question would be, do you know if there's any ley line shortcuts we could take?
She thinks Vicaris is crisscrossed with a bunch of fiery ley lines, many of them connected to the plane of fire. Though what Azrael may know or have access to, the state of them might be a bit chaotic. I know under Novus they were controlled, tightly guarded, but now, I'm not sure. I
can
know
get us into college, but I'm not sure that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm no mage. I prefer a sword in my hand and the heat at my face. So forgive me if I'm not very helpful on that front.
Well, we should get some rest and we'll make a plan, okay, guys?
Whatever you do, just be safe.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's an option. We're literally walking into a lava place to fight rocks.
We fought one made of drugs once. That was good.
Yes, very interesting, the tactical decisions of the Magmorans. But they are not above using such techniques, such as mind-altering substances, in order to lower your defenses. So just stay on guard.
Yep.
Alright, do you all get some rest?
Yeah.
Alright,
Yep.
Everybody can do a long rest. It is nice and safe here in your kobold caves, and although the bedrolls are a bit smelly, a bit stinky, a bit covered in dirt, they serve their purpose.
Love it here.
And the sounds of kobolds with pickaxes mining stone quickly lull you all to sleep. Cling, cling, cling. Their dutiful working sounds lull you into a state of peace, or annoy the shit out of you for the next 8 hours. After you awaken, Volka is snoring loudly and is still exhausted from her numerous days of lack of sleep. You have the map of her hiding spot, the boat made of ironwood, in your hand, ready to hopefully slip around the Magmoran's defenses unseen. First, you will go north through Old Vicaris and follow the river of lava to its mouth. There, you will find her boat. But first, a certain someone may want to speak with Azrael, just to get a good idea of what are things like down in the plane of fire, or what are you going to do with Cygnus, or to answer any other pressing question that may be on your mind.
No, it's fine. We don't have to do that right now. If we don't have to talk to Azrael, then to get into the vault, then I guess we're fine.
Yeah, you kind of don't know, is the thing.
Oh.
Volka is just worried that no Novus means no wards. So that is up to you.
Rain is going to swap attunement back to mana flow during the rest.
Okay.
So no more Narcissa in her head for now. Well, could still be Narcissa, I guess, in her head.
Lich zombie.
Right.
You are awoken by the continuing incessant noises of pickaxes against stone as the kobolds work tirelessly to do their queen's bidding. The map is in your hand, and you are ready to go. Pazzo, you could very easily connect everybody to your patron Azrael by using the ley line that is connected to the plane of fire. You could spirit everybody away rather quickly.
Real quick, any special requests? You all have fought these Magmarans before, yes?
They're usually earth or fire, sometimes other things, but any sort of fire protections would definitely go a long way.
Not a thing that I do.
Well, this always makes Kozlo's head hurt because his fire doesn't work on them as good as it normally could.
The Magmarn were the ones where every time you cast a spell, it wild magic, right?
Yes, because that is the Magmarans are mostly comprised of Earth Ganassi, Darrow, and Duragar, which are underground gnomes and underground dwarves. The Duragar and the Darrow and the Magmarans seem to have all learned to use and harness the slow as an offensive ability, and has caused magic to warp and distort around them.
Are you a gambling queen, Rain? Because there's a lot of wild magic in the air.
Oh, great.
I almost died.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
How did it
wild
work out
magic,
for them?
Split my head in half.
Oh. I have had to deal with wild magic quite a bit around the slow. Haven't heard of anybody weaponizing it.
Except for Wang Doodle.
Rain's still not entirely sure that that's real. He says that, but there's been no indication that it has anything to actually do with slow. He could just have, like, you know, some kind of, like, oxide powder in his barrels or something to make him blue fire.
True, he's not here to actually contest that fact. But at least for C-Swap, Kozlo, and Grebella, because Novus actually literally burned away a lot of the ley lines of magic between Novus's domain and Magmara, that it has forced them to find other ways of power in order to even be a threat. And because they were stuck with the slow, they either learned how to live with it or just weaponize it against their foes and just kind of deal with it as they have. But that has also prevented any of the slow from coming to Vakaris directly. Kind of like, you know, firefighters do that controlled burn so the fire doesn't spread. Well, that's exactly what Novus did, but to the ley lines, and cut off Magmara from Vakaris.
Right. Are you gonna need transportation to another plane, Kozlo, for what you need to do to get us to see Azrael?
I think I just kind of wave my stick around at the cauldron.
Okay. Are you going to... What?
Let's go have a look.
Rain is going to go ahead and prepare plane shift regardless.
Okay. Rain doing your due diligence as crossing planes is no small feat. And the young artificer seems a little bit unsure as well.
So Kozlo will
Grebella's just petting Cobalt. Nothing exciting.
go to the cauldron and pull out what was the like wand thing that I had?
You had a ley line focusing rod?
Yeah.
Like caustic.
And
There it is, the ley line focusing rod. And sort of wave that around at the thing and try to figure out anything about how this actually works.
Rain takes a step back. Rain will accept vibes on a lot of things. Interplanar travel is not one of them.
Swab's gonna look back and like, first time?
Kozlo, as you wave the ley line focusing rod around and near the cauldron, the tiny little hearth fay that is sitting on the bar above the boiling cauldron kicks her feet happily, and as you wave your wand, the flames around the cauldron begin to lick up the side of the iron. A little bit higher, like you're Mickey Mouse directing a bunch of brooms in a non-trademarkable way.
Mickey Mouse, specifically, in a non-trademarkable way.
Monsieur Mouse, and his directing his bunch of Swiffers. No, those are trademarked too. The hearthfay kind of nods and kicks her feet happily as you make the flames dance. But you're not quite sure what exactly it's doing. She looks at you and begins to hum a little song.
Hey, is this doing anything?
She nods and claps her hands and continues humming along. Peya furrows her flaming eyebrows and scratches her chin. Oslo, it seems like that little stick of yours is actually stoking the flames, controlling them.
Yeah, that's what she said.
As you wave the wand around and the flames get a little bit higher, some of them stay in place and do not flicker back down to the wood fire source that is under them. The hearthfay slowly stands on the bar that is sitting over the cauldron, and as you flick the wand around like a conductor, she places both of her hands out and lifts the flames almost to a crescendo and gestures for you to lift the ley line focusing rod up and above your head.
Okay, but that's not gonna just catch me on fire, is it?
She shakes her head no.
Would that really bother Kozlo?
He's kind of fire resistant.
It would only be, it's not a question of I'm not going to do it if it catches me on fire. It's more a question of I'll make sure there's a bucket of water nearby or something. I might cast a different spell first. Kazel will just be like,
Yeah, fuck it.
and just hold the focusing rod up above his head as indicated.
As you hold it up above your head, the flames get so high they almost completely make the cauldron disappear, and making the hearthfay momentarily disappear. Some of the flames shrink back down towards the wood, and others remain completely up and above the cauldron, flickering like long, tendrily lines. At the base of the wood, an even darker red flame appears, and like a dot, the hearthfay points at it. She makes it follow up the root-like tendril of the fire and the flames that are completely surrounding the cauldron, almost like she's pointing out a way to get through a maze or a map. As the tiny ball of superheated fire gets to the very tip of the flame, she gestures with a finger, and it comes flying out. Again, she gestures towards your ley line focusing rod, and the burning hot cinder flies directly towards Kozlo, like a little firefly, and lands delicately at the top of the rod. You feel a warmth spread through the rod that you're holding, though it does not hurt. The wand blazes with flame, and you feel a connection. Something in your portal, something in the teleporter that you've already created in Grebella's main chamber suddenly awakens. Kozlo, if you take this rod now to your little teleporter, you and your group can go to the plane of fire. The superheated ember will keep you protected from the elements as long as you hold it and keep it on your person. The rest of the flames around the cauldron go back to a normal height, and she claps with glee. She has shown you the way to the plane of fire.
Hey, thanks! That's, creepy, but thank you!
She smiles and does a little curtsy on top of the metal bar, and then sits back down over the bubbling concoction underneath. Peya watches with interest. Mortals do have a very different way of accessing the plane of fire than an elemental herself does. She is mostly transported, being and all. But you have to keep your forms. Kozlo, your ley line focusing rod now blazes with an ember from the plane of fire. What do you do?
I think this thing's gonna get us there. And, probably keep us, I don't know, from completely biting it up.
So we are to trust your calculations for planar travel based off of the suggestion of a fairy. Nope, nothing could go wrong with this, not at all.
Kozlo, like, the look on his face, like the gif of the woman with the, like, math floating in front of her for a second. And he's just like...
Yeah, pretty much, sounds good.
The fairy waves at Kozlo as he runs off with the ley line focusing rod and sticks her tongue out at Rain. Before disappearing.
Oh. Arctis, save me from fucking fairies.
Kozlo, this ember will be your guiding light across the many crisscrossing routes of ley lines that go into the plane of fire, and hopefully you won't get lost or go into deeper planes. Make sure your whole party is here before venturing forth.
Grebella!
What, Pat? Sorry.
We're gonna go to the plane of fire.
Oh, God. Okay.
It's probably great.
I do
Well-
just want to ask, Kozlo, do we have a way back from the plane of fire once we go through?
Probably.
Strong hypothesis, Kozlo.
I mean, every time I used this thing before, it spit me out of the place that I could use it again just to get right back.
Okay. So you've done this. You've traveled to other planes often.
Nope. First time.
Yeah, this would actually be your first bit of interplanar travel.
Hmm.
Oh, but wait. I got something.
I'm digging through my inventory for a scroll I picked up ages ago. Kozlo will show Rain. I'm not trying to use the ability. I just want to link it. The 5th level spell scroll, Contact Other Plane.
Oh, yeah.
That I
Rain
picked
looks
up
at the scroll.
a million years ago.
Rain pulls out her spell book, flips around to a couple pages. Yep, it looks pretty similar. Although I don't. Why are these weird doodles in crayon over here on your scroll?
Oh, yeah.
There's a giant doodle of Paya with just abnormally large boobs in the corner.
Is that a?
I got
Is
a
that
little distracted.
Oh. Oh, that's what those large circles are for. Oh.
Yeah, those aren't
Okay.
magic circles, or are they?
This wasn't a
I
room.
bet they would be.
This is supposed to be a person.
Yeah. With big old titties.
Interestingly enough, the last time I cast that spell, I went mad.
Huh. Well, don't do that.
Well, I won't be casting the spell, will I?
Well, I
So
can't
you
cast
don't
it.
do that.
I don't even know why I got this.
Yeah, Kazu, you've had that for a while.
I got it when I chose to forego a long rest, so that then later it was a pain in the ass to fight Kozlo's not a girlfriend.
Oh god, that's right. Oh my god. Alright, Kozlo. Well, you do have Contact Other Plane, which you can absolutely cast and use. Or you can just start YOLOing it in, you know, into the plane of fire. Up to you. You don't think your Cauldron Fae is going to steer you wrong. She has been treated very well here in Grebella's lair.
Yeah, because fairies have never been known to steer people wrong just for the shits and giggles of it all, ever.
I mean... Fairy just keeps on humming.
Someday I'll tell you about my friend Flix. I mean, someday you might even meet him. I don't even know where he is. He just disappeared one day. Left me to deal with a whole bunch of silly politics that he left behind.
Oh dear.
Alright, are we gonna do this then, Kozlo?
Oh, you want me to actually do it?
Well, I mean, yes, if you royally fuck it up, I think I can save us exactly one time.
No, all right.
So, if you do have a catastrophic fuck up, try to limit it to 1.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I wasn't really expecting you to want to actually do it because it seems like a terrible idea to me, but hey, here we go.
And Kozlo just swings the thing.
The teleportation circle fires up and flares up red hot. Magic of the plane of fire courses through every line, every glyph surrounding it in a mystical wreath of energy. The kobolds, too, also kind of gasp and take a couple steps back, mostly behind their queen in fear and awe.
Mother, what is that?
Ah, the
No.
circle. It's hot. Hot circle.
Yeah, we're gonna go do hot girl shit.
Ah, Mother is brave. Mother is beautiful.
We really gotta talk about the mother thing. I don't know how I feel.
I really want Kaz to call Grebella mom.
he just refuses. He is grabbing these kobolds by the ears.
You've got rocks to fucking dig. Let's go.
Good luck, Bella.
Yeah, you guys.
Call her mommy.
I refuse.
I appreciate you guys.
She is a respectable and beautiful woman.
What is your mother not?
I don't remember me, Mum.
She's right there.
Oh my
Really
gosh.
dark. Like, really
I
quickly.
appreciate you guys.
I appreciate you, Grebella. You do more for these little buggers than they actually realize.
Much like a mother.
God damn it!
Grebella's gonna tug on Kozlo's ear.
Stop it.
I imagine Grebella tugging on Cosmo's ear would like rip it off.
The other kobold.
Definitely, at the very least, has a coating to it that would come off at her hand.
Yeah.
She wipes it on his clothes.
Gross.
Where is Mother going?
Apparently to the plate of fire. I'm sure it'll be great.
Ah, they all speak with awed and hushed tones.
Yes, the fire in your belly, the fire in your heart. Yes, claim the plane of fire for your own.
The kobolds clearly don't understand what you're doing.
We're gonna
Congress.
have a brat summer.
I think Azrael's managing it currently, and I'm okay with that. We got so much going on here.
You will be back, Mother, yes?
That is the plan.
They all clap and cheer for you.
Yes, Mother's so brave. Yes. Spreading her
Yeah.
influence to the plains.
Can we get out of here, please?
I already did the thing.
The magical circle still flares up with powerful arcane energy. Coslo, make me a quick Arcana check. Although you are still perhaps a bit of novice at traversing ley lines, the focusing rod is doing most of the work, tracing a mirrored image of the magical circle that is on the ground into the air, and when it is complete, flares up even brighter than before, as if it is beckoning you to the circle. Grebella, you step onto it, disappear.
Alright, I hope we all go to the same place.
Yeah, me too. I have no idea if this is gonna work or not.
Cosmo steps in.
Fucking hell.
Right. And the rest of you disappear. You can feel your forms converting to soul, essence, a pure magical aura that traverses across magic. Between the planes, between the walls, between worlds. You feel warmer, but protected by Coslo's guiding light. You can see it flickering in the distance as you traverse the inside of these plane-piercing roots. And you feel yourself being pulled down, down, down. Further than Vicaris. Further than anything that you've ever delved before. Until the heat becomes almost nigh unbearable, you are protected by the Hearthfae's warm glow. And what you have once saw in a vision, you now see with your own two eyes. When you awaken and are hail and whole of body and soul, you feel an oppressive heat surround you that you are protected from. Embers, thick, as big as a fist, fly slowly through the air. The environment is rocky, dry, superheated, and even the floor underneath you seems to be made of superheated stone. And you have arrived in what was once known as Novus's sanctum, where Novus entertained the words of a blood hag who had outsmarted him at one point. But now, a different being sits upon the elemental locus, a familiar one. One moment, please.
Fuck me, it worked.
Whoa.
Oh, hey, by the way, try not to wander off too much, because I'm pretty sure this thing is the only reason we're not all dead.
The air,
Azrael!
Grebella will just yell from a distance.
the air wavers around you, superheated, as you see salamanders surrounding a familiar, other salamander, Cygnus. Cygnus is currently bound by his wrists, shackled, being held captive. Azrael seems to be a little surprised as you all suddenly enter his enclosed sanctum, and the other salamanders turn their spears and pitchforks onto these unsuspecting visitors. But Azrael only has to hold up a single hand. They lower their spears back into a guarding position.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, hey, Azrael says with a smile, giving you a soft and friendly wave. Although Azrael now looks more like a six-winged deity, their head wreathed with twilight flames. Even fire is beginning to leak from Azrael's right eye as they hold a censer burning with an eternal flame. Presumably, what might be left of Novus. Azrael gestures for the other salamanders to lower their guard, and the two with Cygnus move to the side of the room. Oh, we'll talk about Cygnus later.
Lady Cygnus, hope you choke on something.
Cygnus flips you all a bird before being taken out of Azrael's sanctum through a small holding pen to the east. Azrael gestures you forward as the fire elemental myrmidons and the salamanders watch you warily. Hey.
Thought we'd drop by. I'll be honest, I got distracted about the possibility of doing it that I don't really remember exactly why we're here.
Oh, that's okay. We can just hang out for a bit. These salamanders are all kind of, well, a little uppity. They're a little tense. I don't know why. So weird. Anyway, really good to see everybody.
We're here about the seals and stuff down in Vicaris. We don't know what.
Right, that.
We don't know what you've managed to keep a hold of, or you haven't, or mess with what you haven't.
Azrael thinks for a moment and gestures for the other salamanders and the fire elementals to leave. Maybe we should talk about this one in private. You guys can go on, go have fun. See you later. Not being used to talk to like this, the salamanders slither off, and the fire elementals too disappear in a gout of flame.
I like your wings.
Oh, thanks. Me too. Haven't really gotten to use them since I've been down here. A lot of the, well, salamanders and other people aren't really used to having an elemental that can move around a little bit. Novus
Yeah,
was
you look
kinda
a lot
stuck here.
different than I remember. You also sound a lot different than I remember.
Yeah, I hear that comes with getting deific powers that I don't really quite understand yet. But there's a lot of souls in my head telling me a lot of different things. And anyway, what brings you guys down here?
Hey, we're trying to figure out how to get through all these magmarins to this vault or something where there's a hammer. You remember the hammer we were supposed to get ages ago?
Oh, yeah, I do. It was the hammer of the vault of,
The Obliteratus, I think is the name of the hammer.
Right. The one
I
that...
guess a bunch of Magmarans are like trying to bust into it or something. And now we're here, and I forgot exactly why.
Because we need to get the obliteratus so we're safe. So
Right, but why are we coming here to accomplish that? I don't remember.
Oh, you're probably wondering about all the wards that were surrounding the vault.
There it is.
I was not, but thank you for saying that, because now I understand why we're here.
Yeah, so after doing a little bit of digging, turns out a lot of the things that Novus controlled were actually kind of connected to him. And now that, well, Novus is, Azrael holds up their sensor and wiggles it around a little bit. There's a small lingering flame in there, which may be whatever is left of Novus. Azrael taps it with a finger. Hey. Azrael holds it up and, like, holds the sensor up to their ear and listens. Yeah, Novus, are you in there? Hello? Azrael, like, turns the sensor over and, like, yells into the bottom of it. Novus! Hey! Yeah, oh, okay. Azrael turns and looks at Kazo. Well, the first thing I learned is that things from elemental planes never really die. They just kind of get super weak, and they have to spend a whole lot of time on their elemental plane in order to get all their power back. So, Azrael shakes whatever is left of Novus, possibly just the smallest of stones rattles around in that sensor. Novus! Azrael yells into the sensor, and it just glows slightly brighter. Oh, there you are. Yeah, see, not quite dead, not quite alive. Just in a constant state of sleep paralysis.
Kazo takes a step backwards.
Yeah, turns out elementals, they don't really have souls. They're just essences. And when they get big and plant themselves on a nice patch of fertile ground, sometimes they get a little too big for their britches. Am I right, Novus? Rattle, rattle, rattle. Anyway, yeah, can you tell all my friends here about the Vault of Vacaris? Azrael holds up their ear to the sensor. Yeah? Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, turns out any ward, contract, being, or blood bond that may have been contracted with Novus, no longer exists. He doesn't have the power to sustain them.
No dear.
So, that probably means any of the wards that were once surrounding the Vault of Vacaris are null and void.
Well, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
We kind of need that hammer not to just, wander off.
Yeah, actually, hey, Novus! Azrael yells into the sensor. Yeah, does the hammer still have power? Rattle, rattle, rattle. Magic 8-Ball says, yes. Yes, okay, the hammer is directly connected to the plane of fire and not Novus. Okay, well, that possibly is slightly worse. Okay, so, yeah, so the Obliteratus definitely still works and is now in a building that is no longer guarded or warded. Oh, and the Vault Guardian that we had all fought before that was infected by the slow-touched oil, yeah, he's kind of gone crazy too.
Great.
Yeah, and is not dead. And but oh, what was that? Oh yeah, okay. But if you manage to weaken it enough so we can no longer stay on the material plane, it gets to go on a nice vacation back to the plane of fire where we might be able to heal it. And I love my pets, so if you could actually do that, that would be really awesome.
Well, you're just calling them pets now.
Well, yeah, they're all my pets now. Why do you think I'm here? I have so many new friends, the salamanders and the half salamanders and the fire elementals. There's all sorts of new pets down here. We're making lots of friends.
Didn't Azrael only ever call them friends? But that's why the pets thing is throwing Cosmo off a little bit.
Yes. But that worm might actually be just, a giant angry pet. He's been hurting for a long time. Could probably use a vacation back here in the plane of fire. But you guys aren't pets. You guys are all my friends. Though I do miss seeing, like, Meatball and the Murder Otter.
Oh, we just saw all of them.
Oh, how are they doing?
Well,
Oh god, what's the one running the church? Crap, I can't remember.
Roxy?
Roxy's taking care of Meatball. The murder otter's still guarding the mirror. We did just talk to Narcissa and have some of her phylacteries now. We've been busy.
Oh, Azrael, like, tilts their head. I can hear Roxy. More often than not. It's like a little whisper, a little high-pitched whisper in the back of my head. It sometimes gets muddled by all the other voices, but I hear her a lot louder now.
Oh, she's been putting some work in.
But you know what's great? Is that I hear Coslo and Sea-Swab now in my head, too.
You swap waves.
Can you hear me sometimes? I'm trying.
Yours is more like a constant angry yelling, but that means I know you're doing something great.
Yeah, I think that's the rage.
But anyway, oh, right, and I remember you, Azrael points at Rain. I saw you briefly in the Church of Eternal Night too. You're a new friend, right?
Something like that.
Well, I'm Azrael, and, I guess I'm the current elemental locus for the plane of fire. It sits under Maginox. Isn't that cool? My hobbies are having lots of friends, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's really cool. Super cool.
Yeah. But anyway, wild magic made me immune to fire, and then I thought it was a good idea to go, kill a really angry elemental locust so my friends wouldn't get hurt. And now, victory! Here I am. Still kind of getting used to the job. There wasn't really a training manual for this.
Looks like you got the training manual right there and your little sensor thing.
Yeah, but he's like really mad. He's like Tanner. He only tells me stuff that's wrong.
So everything he just told you, did you tell us what he told you, or did you translate to what it might be?
Oh, I definitely. Whenever he says, I say the opposite.
So, perfect. So, great. Awesome.
Azrael smiles a little bit.
No way this could possibly go wrong.
Oh yeah, Novus definitely doesn't have to tell me the truth about anything. And I don't think I'm leaving the plane of fire anytime soon. But I figured it out. He's just like Tanner, just a little liar. and he's gonna wait and bide his time until he's too big to fit in the sensor anymore, and then probably try to usurp power. But Azrael just shakes the fucking sensor very vigorously. Sounds like a marble rattling around in a tin can. Yeah, but shake, 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 shake.
Huh.
Yeah, but then I just do this. And then Novus is a little bit nicer for at least an hour. But anyway, yeah, still kind of getting used to the job. There's a lot of pacts and agreements and contracts and, things Novus has done to make a lot of people really mad. One of the big ones was burning away all of the ley lines that connect Vacaris and Magmara. And Novus says, oh, it was because of the slow. We didn't want the slow to get to Vacaris and the plane of fire. And I think I could believe that, but doesn't that also make you the center of the ley line attention? Yes, it did. Tap, tap, tap. That's what happens when you put all your fiery phoenix eggs in one basket. So Azrael looks up from the sensor back to you all as if he's still surprised to see you all here. Oh, you're all actually still here. You're not all in my head. Okay, that's good. I just wanted to be sure.
You doing all right, buddy?
There's a lot more voices these days, and I'm really getting used to it. A lot of them, asking for things like power or money or more power or help, and I just can't answer them all. So sometimes I just shake Novus, and it makes me feel a little better because that's one less voice I have being angry in my head. But my favorites are definitely Kozlo and Seaswap and Grebella because they make me feel a little less lonely.
Well, we did pass along some messages that the Vicarians might be reaching out to you to try to find a home again.
I don't hear a lot of Vicaran voices. I hear a lot of yelling, a lot of crying, and
They're still pretty upset.
Well, I don't want the Vicarans to be sad, but I don't think the Vicarans like me very much.
They need time. I mean, one of them tried to kill me because of everything we did, so they just need time to heal and figure out that maybe there's something better out there, like you.
Well, you know how I feel about friends. As long as somebody's willing to be my friend, then I'm willing to be their friend.
Maybe you should push the friendship thing to Roxy a little bit more. She still wants to stab people.
Yeah, I don't want Roxy turning out like Tanner. He likes to stab people too.
Yeah, we do not need another Tanner.
I'm sorry, who's Tanner?
Oh, Tanner is one of the souls that lives inside me. One of many.
You didn't forget I asked, actually.
Azrael smiles enigmatically. Oh, let's see. Forgive me, I don't remember all of the names of Azrael's souls, but if Azrael would love to regale us with a list of all of the souls that currently make up Azrael. Oh yeah, we got Tanner, we've got Becky, we've got I don't remember all of their names.
I think it's in notes. If you have notes on Azrael, like on that character, that it would have been pulled from D&D Beyond notes. There's Alexi, who's just a football hooligan. There's Avery, who's the angry, vengeful spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Beatrix is the horse girl.
Oh, we got Beatrix, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Arson is the grumpy British father type.
Oh yeah, and of course we've got Carson. Who can forget Carson?
Marley is the drunk old soldier. Luna is the PTA mom. Tanner's the serial killer. Why is Tanner the one that everybody remembers?
Because it's fucking
Fight or
Tanner.
flight
He's got
response.
that personality.
Fight or flight response. You remember the one that's an immediate existential threat.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So maybe we give Roxy a little less like Tanner vibes and a little more like, you know, like PTA mom vibes. But yeah, I mean, I'm just very complex, but that's how I came back as, you know, just a bunch of really friendly souls all mashed together into one great and glorious, well, me. Minus the glorious. I'm just here to make friends.
That's interesting. You know, I met a dragon that sounds kind of like you, actually.
Oh? Not
Yeah, they were-
Grebella. Azrael points at Grebella.
No, not Grebella, who I just learned is a dragon the other day. Funny that.
Yeah.
No, they were like a dragon that was actually a bunch of different dragons all stitched together, and all their souls were crammed in there.
Oh, well, just like me. I would love to meet this dragon, but I don't think they could survive on the plane of fire like I can.
Well, they aren't living per se anymore. I suppose they weren't living to start with, although they did have eggs and little whelps. I don't know. They're strange. But, yeah, maybe sometime if you want to take a little trip to the Dreaming, you could meet all of them. Anyway, totally separate topic. I've been told you resurrect people, things, bring souls back to life.
Azrael holds up a finger. There are some caveats, but
Terms and conditions.
they may apply. C-Swab may have been taking notes during our last brief resurrection, but if you're referring to our good friend Roxy, yes, I did totally bring them back, but it was only after, well, she was only dead for a short time, and I could still see the threads that connected Roxy's little lifeless body with the soul that wasn't ready to pass on yet. And I thought, well, it's not entirely fair. Roxy doesn't want to die and leave all of her friends behind, and her soul was confused and didn't know where to go. And so, everybody loves Roxy, so I thought, hey, I can see the threads, and I can see the soul, and I can put the body and the soul back together. Why not?
What about somebody who's been dead a really long time, but they're also confused, and they also don't want to move on?
If the threads are too long deteriorated, then even I can't bring them back. But the salamanders here have been telling me of some ancient magics that were once available to even the most powerful of fire elementals. Have you heard of genies?
Has Rain heard of genies?
Make me an Arcana check. Woof. Jinn, as they are more commonly called, are very powerful elementals that love making contracts and fulfilling curious desires of mortals. Though they are very few and far in between, some of the even more powerful Jinn have been known to grant wishes to mortals. fulfilling their every desire. There are, genies that once roamed the plane of fire, specifically in a place called the City of Brass. And they said, even the salamanders said that a powerful genie like that, with the power to grant wishes and desires or bring people back from the real dead, like the long already merged with Arctis dead, is entirely possible. But
No, thank you. That doesn't actually apply at all. So there will be no bargaining or wish making with any genie. The only thing worse than making a bargain with a genie is a fucking fae.
Azrael shrugs.
Fairy.
Well, they were known to have access to magics on that level that even I don't know about yet. And I'm curious to see what's going on with that City of Brass, though I hear it's even more tumultuous and more of a ruin now, as many fire and other elementals have been fighting over it for eons. But if there's
sounds like a you problem.
Azrael shrugs. Given enough time, and, well, now that I'm sitting on all these ley lines, if I learn how to use it and get enough friends with me, I might be able to go into the City of Brass myself and find some of these ancient magics for myself. But, one, the salamanders don't quite like me yet, and two, still getting used to all of this fiery elemental magic. Honestly, not quite used to. Though I'm really excited about the prospect of making a bunch of new friends, or even bringing friends back that were very, 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 very long dead.
Yeah, I'll be honest, you don't really look like you belong here. I mean, besides the whole, fire coming out of your eye thing.
Azrael covers their eye that is currently blazing with fire. I call it, it comes with the job. It turns out the job of sitting on all of these crisscrossing points of ley lines has suffused me with a lot of power that I kinda just don't know how to use yet.
Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out in time. Turn this place into a lovely, posh goth nightclub or something.
Yeah, that sounds great. And then I can have everybody here just dancing and having a good time, and nobody has to worry about anything except for the prospect of potentially burning alive.
Right, so... Ray turns to Grebella, Seaswab, and Coslow. So it sounds like these wards may or may not be up, depending on whether this Novus fellow is telling the truth, or lying about telling the truth, and there go actually telling the truth. Unclear.
Unclear.
So...
by the way, does anybody have a Circle of Truth?
Not me.
No, that's like a paladin thing.
Yeah,
That's a paladin thing. Yeah, just from conversations, I've just kind of had to learn that Novus is kind of a jerk, even though now he's just a tiny jerk. Isn't that right? Azrael shakes the sensor once again.
Well, from what little I've heard of him, and how he threatened Maginox and all that, I can't say that doesn't seem like a bad place for him. Even if it's all a little bit weird.
That's good enough for now. He gives me all the bad information, and I turn that into good information. And I'm trying not to make all of the salamanders and stuff angry in the meantime.
anything we can do to help with that?
Azrael thinks. Well, the salamanders also seem very intent on, now that they don't have to worry so much about Vicaris and Novus's promise between himself and Vicaris, that they are also interested in retaking back their ancestral homeland. Mainly the city of Brass.
Right. Wait a minute, aren't you the one with the big fuck-off pyramid that landed in my city?
Me? Oh, no, that's not my pyramid. That was Ann Dennis's pyramid.
No, I very clearly remember a dinner where you and some mummy and all of you showed up. And it was your pyramid.
I suppose... Well, okay. Ann Dennis may have had a prophecy that involved me. Kind of weird, I know, but I fulfilled said prophecy. And then he also mentioned something about, the city of Brass potentially rising again with my ascension. And yeah, I think he was right the whole time. I was the chosen one. Azrael smiles.
Uh-huh.
So I guess by technicality, it is my pyramid, yeah. You like it?
Well, let's just say I don't love things just landing and smashing into my city as a general rule.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that, but prophecies. They're gonna come true whether you like it or not.
Calm down. Grebella already explained the bit about the bean. Prophecies,
it's all connected. It's all connected. It's all on the whiteboard. Little pins in it, little ropes that tie in between it. They all go back to me. And us and the power of friendship.
They're really mad as a box of kittens, aren't they?
I think they're definitely going through some stuff.
Mm-hmm. So we learned
I'll
that...
get to you in a second. Azrael mutters to them, to literally nobody that you can hear or see.
He's in an adjustment period.
So we came all the way here, we learned approximately nothing new.
Oh, well...
Or at least nothing definitive.
Well, unless anybody can force an elemental to tell the truth, or perhaps command it to tell the truth, you're only gonna get what this tiny little ember is telling me when I shake the magic 8-ball, rattle, 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 until it tells me to stop. I know at least 2 of you have braziers of commanding fire elementals.
Yeah, Grebella has one.
Does it work like that? I gave mine to Coslow.
You can definitely command them to tell the truth.
Can he drink a serum?
You could pour it on Novus.
Yeah, no, oh. I was just trying to get it to go into chat. Did it twice.
Grebella, you have a brazier of commanding fire elementals, and Seaswab, I do believe you have truth serum. Both of these things could potentially work. You could pour the truth serum into the sensor and shake it around like a milkshake. Or, because he's just essence, he's literally powerless right now, aside from being a tiny burning speck.
I don't mind if I do.
Or you could command him with the brazier. It's up to you. Oh, hi, Seaswab.
To use this true serum.
Oh! What do you got there?
This guy talk and not lie.
Oh! Ooh. Yeah, just pour it on him. Azrael, kneels down a little bit and opens up the sensor. Yeah, just pour it on there. And if he sizzles a lot, that just means he's mad.
He's just gonna dump the serum in there.
All you hear is hissing and steam comes out. You sniff some of the truth serum and whoo! It smells like lemons and honey. Azrael quickly caps back up the brazier and gives it a good shake. Slosh, 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 slosh. Yep, drink up, yep. This truth serum inside begins to bubble and boil. And eventually all of the brazier begins to steam and smoke as the truth serum bubbles and boils out. Oh, I don't think he likes that very much. Oh, wait. Oh, what was that? Azrael holds the steaming brazier up to their ear. Even you, Seaswab, can hear now an angry fire elemental growling inside. Oh, he is very unhappy. Yeah. And, wow, that's the first honest thing I think he said. Oh, and that he hates my guts. Yeah, oh wow, I think it's working! Azrael puts the sensor down and hands it over to Seaswab. Here, you can hold it.
There you go, Rain.
Free me.
Nope, won't be doing that.
Free me, I will grant you any power you wish. At a later time, because I am too weak to do it now. What have you done to me?
Will you kill us all if we free you right now?
Though my desire to kill you would be there, I would be too weak to even light a flickering flame upon your clothing with a sufficient fuel source. Azrael has exhausted all of my power and knowledge. How are you getting this out of me?
He's all loosened up for you, Queen.
I hate you. I hate you with the burning fire of 1,000 coronas of the sun.
You don't mean that. Oh wait, actually, you do mean that. Jesus.
Kinda rude.
Okay, let's calm down a little bit.
He's so spicy.
Yeah, that's just a little guy in here.
Just
When
a
I
spicy
get out of this
white bread.
container, I will burn away your soul, everyone's soul.
Okay, calm down. So, see, here's the funny thing about convincing people to free you from eternal imprisonment or whatever. Threatening them doesn't really go very far, you understand? They're just less inclined to help you out. Maybe try being nice for a change? I don't know.
I don't understand what you mean. Only might makes right.
Well, I think that's precisely how you wound up here in the first place.
Well, perhaps I was just raised incorrectly. What? I didn't mean to say that.
You got some daddy issues, Novus?
Do you have mommy issues or daddy issues?
I know a mommy for you.
My mother was a
God.
forge. My father, the burning, incandescent essence of a lesser sun. I miss them both. What? I know.
It's okay. I miss my mom too. She's dead. I'm dead too, though. So you know.
Are we just all trauma dumping right now?
I think so.
My sister, an erupting volcano, too. I miss her.
Aw, it's like therapy.
Do you need a family vacation?
Yes.
Fire
Aw.
elemental lords would literally enslave an entire people and cut everybody off from a ley line before going to therapy.
It's true. It's true. Because I have isolated myself under a position of power underneath Maginox in Vicaris. I cannot travel as an elemental locus. I control the flow of fiery magics underneath the ground.
Okay, look, we're not your therapist. This is all lovely. I'm sure you and Azrael can have a long chat later about all
It all
of this.
began when I was 15.
Oh boy.
Let's maybe zero it in. The Vault of Vicaris, where your Obliteratus is contained, is that currently still warded against people getting into it?
No, I am too weak to continue holding such wards. And without the two wards connected, they no longer exist. Their power wanes.
Two wards? Does that mean there's another one that's not yours?
Well, that was the Maginox one, right?
Oh.
It was an agreement, a connection between both Maginox and Vacaris. However, the wards only stay if there are powers enough to sustain them, now that they are weakened without me here. They could be much more easily broken, even by the simple Magmarans.
Oh wait, hang on a minute now. What actually powers the Maginox one?
He pauses for a moment. Souls. The agreement of great sacrifice. Something that I knew was sacred. The Maginox. Those that made the pact long ago would not want to give up their very being, their very essence, merely to open a door to more destruction. And if they believed so strongly that they did, in peace, that they would not want to break the wards. And thus, it was more of a vow of idealism than anything else.
Okay, well. So wards aren't really in, but Rain kind of sets the sensor aside for a second and looks at the rest of everybody else. He really is as simple-minded as Azrael said. He literally is just saying the wrong thing to Azrael, and Azrael translated. That's amazing.
Yeah, Azrael's pretty good at reading people.
Like, he hasn't learned this whole time yet. I'm sorry, that's just incredible to me. Sorry, back to you, Novus. So if we go there, we'll just walk in and have some guardian to deal with or something, and then voila, obliteratus.
Presumably, the requirement of 2 unique souls may still hold strong enough, but they may not necessarily be tied to Maginox. The wards might be coming undone, and so they may already be inside if they are willing to make sacrifices.
Oh, so we might need to sacrifice somebody's soul then.
It is possible, unless the Magmarans have already done it themselves.
Likely, unfortunately.
Interesting. Well, I'm not really keen on sacrificing any souls, but I suppose if somebody else is, on the Magmaran side. So, best case scenario, they don't want to mess with that ward and they leave it alone and we don't have to deal with any of this. Worst case scenario, they've already done it and we're going to have to deal with a bunch of Magmarans, right?
The worst case scenario would be if the Magmarans have captured any Vaki who have already pledged them their own dedication instead of to myself, to Azrael instead. Azrael is a child of Maginox. Their sacrifice would be more than sufficient.
Oh, that's kind of fucked. Alright, well, it sounds like we're probably going to be dealing with Magmarans then.
It is more than likely. They have... Novus stops. I have denied them a great power for so long. It does not surprise me that they would attempt to access the vault in order to acquire the obliteratus, something that they could wield against both Maginox and the Vaki.
Right. What did we learn about being a dick to other people? You make it somebody else's problem when you get shoved in a fucking sensor.
It's like, yeah. I learned
Oh,
that
anybody
no
else?
locus is an island, except for the ones that are.
Anybody else? Any good questions you want to ask old Steamy here?
Is there any way to kill an elemental for good?
Forever deny them access to their blessed plane, while eliminating the essence that ties them to the material. It is possible, but most elementals, once vanquished on the material, will simply return to their home plane. And there they will rest and recharge until they are vigorously re-empowered, which may take years, if not millennia. To kill them outright, you would have to travel to their home plane and generally eliminate their essence entirely.
How's that different than what's happening to you right now?
Novus thinks. Why would I tell you how to... You know what? I'm doing this against my better judgment. My essence is tied to the land. I am a locus. A locus is generally an immobile elemental that is as much a part of the land as it is a part of the elemental plane. In order to sufficiently and utterly kill a locus, you must too destroy their connection to the land. Vacaris, if it were to be utterly destroyed, the lava flows stopped, the presence of fire eliminated from the material, then I would be quenched enough that I would be easily snuffed out like a candle. The lava still flows through Vacaris. The ley lines still crisscross and interchange through the plane of fire. My connection to the land has waned through my brief destruction. I will return, but long after you all are gone. Unless the land itself and the connection, its connection to the plane, is severed. But this damages the land in irrevocable ways. Elementals are as much a part of the land itself as we are our originating plane.
Cosmo, any questions?
Is that a no, Coslo?
Huh? What? Sorry?
Did you have any questions for old Steamy here?
Oh, no, not really. I think what you guys have been asking pretty much covered everything.
All right, well, Rain hands it back to C-Swab. Here you go.
The small Novus ember continues to bubble and sizzle around the quickly dissipating truth serum.
So I'm just gonna give it a shake.
Rattle, rattle, rattle. Ow. That is quite obnoxious. And honestly disconcerting. I'm very dizzy.
Here you go, Azrael.
Oh,
Just
thanks.
gonna give it back. I don't have any use for this thing. Well, maybe he dies, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Are we gonna destroy Vacaris? Maybe.
Azrael says, "Oh, I have a question. Novus, is there the power within the city of Brass to bring back souls that are long dead?" Azrael holds the locust up to their ear. Novus says yes, but lots of things are traded within the plane of fire that aren't really meant for mortals. And a lot of these things have been fought over. Armies have fought over them. The city of Brass is under constant war, constant siege of battling elementals. And even though powerful magics may still be found there, they're constantly being fought over by other powerful elementals. But they say the Jinn can potentially do anything and solve or grant even the most powerful of wishes at a price.
Have you ever heard of a Faustian Bargain, Azrael?
No, what's that?
Well, it's something you probably need to learn how to do now that you're, like, not a mortal. And apparently taking prayer calls or whatever.
Oh? Well, how do you do a Faustian bargain? Isn't that just making friends with more steps?
You know, I suppose it kind of is. Except they're probably not going to be friends when they realize the real cost of their bargain.
Azrael kind of leans down. What is it? What's a Faustian bargain?
It's where you make a deal. It's like, be careful what you wish for. You make a deal with somebody for something that you really want. You make a wish. And technically, that wish is granted. They get the thing that they want, except the price is something unexpected.
Oh.
Usually something far more than they were willing to give up.
Oh. Well, I don't want to trick my friends, but I do want to grant them lots of nice favors, especially like Kozlo, Seaswab, and Grebella. I want them to be able to fulfill anything that they want in life. And if I can help them even a little bit from here, well, that feels really good. I just want to do it with not a lot of strings attached.
Well, that's super cool for you, and I'm actually a big fan of that. But Jinn, exact opposite. They don't want to be your friend. They want lots of strings attached, and they're gonna fuck you.
Oh, well, that's not very friendly at all.
No.
Well, sometimes it's friendly, but usually only consensually.
Well,
Yeah.
friends aren't friends if they're made to be friends against their will.
Yep, I love that. I love that look on you a lot, especially if you're going to be hanging out here below Maginox.
Well, I don't want a bunch of Jinn running around making bargains with Faust, whatever that demon is.
Yeah, so fuck them.
Yeah.
Let's not make any deals with any of fucking genies or Jinn or anything like that.
Yeah.
I barely tolerate making deals with fairies.
Yeah, people
At
should
least-
only make deals with me. I'm totally honest and just really here to make friends.
Yeah, so you find out how to actually resurrect things that have been dead longer than 2 minutes or whatever. Like, call us.
Well,
That sounds cool.
clearly
I'll
the
deal with
answer
you.
is to kill all the Jinn.
Well, that
With an army.
certainly sounds like an answer.
Like a big army of friends. Maybe I should have Roxy work on that. What if we got a
maybe.
big army of like all of our best friends and we came into the plane of fire and then we marched on the city of Brass and we took all of the, the bad deals away from the genies and then we just made deals with friendship and then we could bring everybody back to life that may have died in the process.
Azrael, look, that all sounds great, but I'm going to tell you what I told Roxy, and I'm only going to tell you this once. If you do anything to threaten Maginox, I will fucking destroy you.
Oh, no, I don't want to threaten Maginox. I just want to make way more friends.
Sure, making a whole bunch of friends out of Maginox and turning it into a fucking holy crusade to go kill a bunch of genies, that sounds like it's going to do a lot of unintentional damage to Maginox.
Oh, don't worry. I promise you, Rain, I promise. It would not be holy.
Oh my god.
That is one thing I can definitely promise you would have nothing to do with being holy.
Oh.
You can't even be mad. It's your own character.
Amazing.
And listen, everybody in Maginox would be fine because if they die, we'll just bring them back. And everybody in Maginox loves the reborn. Right? So we would just have a big city of people who live forever. You, me, our friends, not the genies. And if they're holding the power of eternal life, but they're only doing it to fulfill their dark bargains, then why don't we just turn it around and just make it so nobody has to die or suffer ever? Right? That just makes sense.
Aside real quick, Christina. So Rain rolled pretty dog shit on knowing about things that actually do like actual real resurrection, but she rolled really high on knowing about genies.
Yeah.
As like, do genies actually have some special power over life and death, or is this just like, we're just assuming that they just grant wishes and they can do anything? Like, Rain has never heard of genies having any kind of special power over life and death, I assume.
With a 27 on Arcana, you know that genies do have power to grant even the most far-fetched of wishes. But it's very monkey's paw, right? If somebody wishes their grandma to come back, unless that person does something for the genie, maybe they bring back their grandma as a zombie that they now have to deal with, and suddenly their bargain doesn't look as good. But genies tend to be very cruel and capricious creatures, but the one thing that is known about them is that they are extremely powerful in manipulating the powers of the elements to manifest their magic in very tricky and malign ways. They are like the worst forms of fairies, essentially.
Yeah, like I guess Raid's takeaway here is like what she heard that Azrael can do is something weirdly pure in terms of like resurrection. It's like no strings attached, like you just come back. All this shit about genies is just like they're not really resurrecting people. Like Rain could bring your grandma back as a zombie and say, like, look, I brought your grandma back from the dead, right? Like It's like manipulating other powers to create like a facsimile, but not the true thing. That's like Rain's impression that she's getting, and like for whatever reason, Azrael's magic is different than that.
Yeah, genies are more like brokers. They're like a middleman. If somebody wishes for someone to be brought back to life, then that genie will probably be beholden to some other even more higher power, and so on and so on. It is how you would say, a great magical pyramid scheme.
So this doesn't sound to Rain like the real thing. This just sounds like...
Oh, it's very real. It's just, what is the cost?
Well, okay. Sure.
It is real, and they can do it. They're just... They're being beholden to other powers as well, because they themselves are so powerful. They are more like a broker. they are granting wishes. And some of them are true and real, but some of them are not.
All right, well, cool. You all have fun with that. Your whatever your holy war is, or not holy war.
Yeah, definitely not holy. That I can promise you. But hey, if we all want to get together and do something fun for a change, like go to the city of brass and take all the secrets from the genies that only want to make tricky bargains, well then why don't we take the power of wishes for ourselves? And then we can just wish everybody back to life.
Yeah. Maybe. We'll put a pin in that. We'll definitely think about it. Right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aside, Rain makes mental note, under absolutely no fucking circumstances should Azrael have the power of wishes. Jesus Christ.
Azrael means well.
At the very least, we could always, wish for a way to bring people back to life.
My God. All right. This has been lovely. Thank you so much for your hospitality. I think we need to go see some Magmarans about an ass kicking, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, don't be a stranger. I miss you all, but I can hear you all in my head when you talk to me, so I guess we're not that far apart anyway.
Appreciate you, Azrael. Thank you.
I appreciate all of my friends, and give Meatball a good scratch and tell the murder otter to not murder.
He's getting there. He hasn't been murdering lately.
And I'll get used to all of this weird stuff down here and make more friends with the salamanders. And then, raise a burning army to go take over the city of brass.
That is good.
Oh, Azrael looks at Rain. I do have a bunch of brass automatons that are stuffed with souls, or excuse me, mummified people in that pyramid. So, if you want to go have a really fun time in the city of brass, you just let me know. I'm the pharaoh after all.
So you already have an army? Why don't you just go take the city of brass?
Maybe I will.
Maybe you should.
Maybe. Well, Azrael looks down. But I would really like to have some friends by my side to do it. Because I don't really know entirely how to harness all my, Novus's powers yet.
Maybe after we save the rest of the world, we can talk about the city of brass,
Sounds good.
Great. Love it.
All right, Novus. Azrael shakes the sensor. Say goodbye to everybody. Goodbye.
Have a good one, Novus. I can't believe I'm saying this.
Have a particularly bad one.
I despise you all.
Yep, keep that up, buddy.
You are cursing me
Remember,
here.
we know how to destroy you now.
Bye, everybody.
Bye now.
And I'll make sure Roxy doesn't talk to Tanner anymore. It seems like he's being a really bad influence.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
stick to the soccer mom or something.
Yeah.
Hey, Novus, how do I go about reinvigorating the spark of life in some long dormant brass zombie automatons? And that's the last thing you guys hear before you're all zooted away. Back to the magical teleportation pad. Where are you headed?
I would assume we would go back through it to Grebella's lair. But I technically could go to... We could go to inside Vicaris. I don't know how great of an idea it would be to just turn up there, but maybe it's fine. We are protected from... Like, I mean, I feel like if the thing protected us from the elemental plane of fire, then we're also probably protected from it being kind of hot there.
Yeah, it's not the heat, but if you teleport, that is something Volca suggested to not do, is to go directly into Vicaris because it is just swarming with Magmarans, and you probably have to fight your way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said, what, we'll go to Old Vicaris, and then she has a boat?
The Ironwood boat.
Should probably hurry, though, to the vault. Also, look, I don't want to speak ill of your guys' friend. They seem lovely. But have they always been that, mad?
No. I definitely think the whole thing is getting to him a little bit. I'm hoping it's temporary.
I mean, Azrael's always kind of like, just sort of done whatever came to mind.
But he does really want to help and make friends. Like, he said that 40 times. I think you heard it.
Yeah, I'm worried that their definition of friends, though, is maybe not the traditionally accepted definition. If you catch my drift?
Yeah, that's why I thought it was weird that they were calling everything pets when we got there.
Oh, okay. So you thought that was weird. That's good. That makes me feel better about our friendship, Coslow.
Wait, what?
I'm pretty sure I'm a pet of Azrael's. It's fine.
Are you saying you think I'm your pet?
No, I'm saying that I feel good that we're friends and you think it's weird to view friends as pets.
Oh! Yeah! Pets are usually cute!
Gonzo, you're cute.
Damn it!
You know, we're a goblin.
So 2 questions. One, if you choose, excuse me, to go to the Obsidian Halls, you will probably have to fight your way out significantly and potentially cause a ruckus and potentially kill some Vicarans that they are taking hostage. Or, plan B, you return to Grebella's lair, you can also pick up your scorpions, and you can make your way down the caves to Volca's hiding spot. One will have many more fighting encounters than the other.
I think not going Volca's way is a bad idea.
Yeah,
I think we need to go Volca's way.
Remember, we all have to go save the world after this, so...
I mean, this is kind of a step along that path, ain't it?
I was more from the perspective of it would be lovely if any of you didn't die.
That would be nice.
Especially considering that apparently this whole resurrection thing requires genies now.
Yeah, that's new information.
All right, big question. Do you go there by foot, which may be a little bit slower? Or do you take your scorpions now that you have some green Borean shards and use them to skitter your way down the tunnels?
I mean, I don't see a reason not to take the scorpions.
Do your scorpions come with LoJack installed? So, you know, you can just park them and they're not going to get stolen?
LoJack is my scorpion's name now! LoJack
Scorpion name,
Scorpsman!
actually.
Oh my god.
I expect it to be named when we next see it.
Lowjack Scorpsman.
All right. When you all return to Grebella's lair, you have a plan. Grab your scorpions now that you have a bunch of green borean shards from Kozlo's Reef. Power them up, and get used to riding and powering them as you skitter your way down the tunnels of Vacaris. They are significantly faster than they're a little bit faster than walking on foot. Their base speed is 40, and yours varies between 20 and 40. But they are very adept killing machines, having the ability to spray acid and pinch with powerful brass pincers. Rain, as you are introduced to the scorpions outside of Kozlo's den, they are made of brass, and they have a single compartment that the borean shards fit in. These things look extremely dusty and unused, but after putting in the green borean shards, they fire into life, and acid begins to drip from their mandibles and from the powerful tails that hang over your head as you sit in the saddle. With scorpions powered up, you each take to one and quickly enter the bar, down the back hatch, and begin traversing the length of tunnels that goes to Old Vacaris.
I'm sorry, we just parade through the bar on giant metal, or giant brass scorpions?
Yep. Seems like it.
All right.
Hey everybody, welcome to the bar! Be sure to tip your servers!
Surprisingly, they are kind of a hit, as you see Kozlo, the owner of the bar, first parade through on the scorpion. It becomes less of a very scary thing and more of a, oh my god, this guy must be doing really good. He's already bought a sports car. His business must be booming. And Kozlo is suffused with newfound respect from his patrons. Even Grumpus gives you a thumbs up as you take the skittering, clattering mechanoids briefly through the bar and out the secretive back door.
And then everybody claps.
Going down the numerous tunnels on your clockwork scorpions proves to be much easier than taking them on foot, as they handle every little rock and crevice with skill and ease. Using Volka's map, you go around Vacaris, through some side tunnels, and north through Old Vacaris, seeing very little presence of Magmarans as you traverse the tunnels. Eventually, the tunnels curve around from the northern entrance and plop you in a more cavernous area of Vacaris, far away from the city, and rivers of lava and clouds of smoke billow through the air. One moment, please. As you all skittered to a stop to check your maps. Kozlo, atop Lowjack Scorpsman, tells you that you are indeed going the right way, and this is the crevasse that slowly has the small lava river that connects to the vault of Vacaris. As you take a look around, you are surrounded on both sides by high, cavernous walls that are growing plants that are native to the fiery realm of Vacaris. And you see the telltale ironwood trees, bare of leaf, as tiny flaming creatures skitter about on their metallic branches. Squirrels with flaming tails chitter at you and scratch at the tree bark. Bits of bark hit the stony ground with a sound that sounds like coins dropping from one's pocket. Thick, acrid air billows like red smoke and gives the entire canyon a very creepy appearance. But the ironwood trees do not sway in this slight breeze, though the squirrels look at you curiously as you are on your mounts.
I appreciate that Rain and Grebella's scorpions were doing a high five when we arrived.
Turn to the fusion dance.
Further to the south, you see the brimming lava river, and even signs of life. Magma fish cutting through the deep magma, and occasionally you can see the fins piercing the surface.
Do you guys like my new Andaris Cyberscorp?
High five!
Gimme claw. Seaswab, as you round the corner to the hiding spot, you see the Ironwood rowboat sitting at the mouth of this lava river, chained to a nearby rock. However, to the east of the boat, looking at it with some curiosity, its hand upon the oar, it takes out the oar and gives it a curious look. A being, a giant, made of magma. Its eyeless head, filled with stalagmite and stalactite-type fangs, as its entire body simmers with an inner heat. Without knowing exactly what it is, it takes the oar off of the rowboat and looks at it curiously, puts it in its mouth, bites down slightly, but nothing happens to the oar. It is too interested in looking at the rowboat to notice you come creeping around the corner.
Kaza will motion back to Grebella to catch up.
The magma being is chewing on the end of the oar. It's using its other hand to rock the boat slightly in the river of lava, enjoying watching the splashes hit the end of the, the edges of the river.
Seesaw's just gonna seem like, he's just gonna yell, "Hey, go over that thing!" Kind of scoot towards it on the thing. Shoot! Get out of there!
It says something in a fiery, crackly language that you remember Paya speaking before. Ignan. It now turns its head towards you and stops chewing on the oar for a moment, but still holds it in its hand.
You know, point down, drop it!
Drop it!
Drop it!
Make me an intimidation check, say Swab.
Scorpion.
Whoa!
Just
How
a
do
bird
you
on a
only
scorpion
have a
yelling at a
plus-
giant fire thing.
How do you only have a +1? You're a sorcerer. Your charisma's only 12?
It's 13, but yeah.
Oh my god. Amazing.
The thing holds on to the oar and now uses its hand to pull the boat slightly closer to it. It seems like it's his boat now.
I lived on a boat and threw up all the time. I wasn't very charismatic, okay?
Okay.
It waves its hand and makes a gesturing motion to go away.
I think we're gonna have to fight it for the boat. It's a good thing we got these scorpions.
It gestures you away, now grabbing the oar and pointing it at you and slamming it against the boat with a resounding clang, clang, clang.
I like shake my head vigorously, like, no!
It grabs the oar, throws it back in the boat, clang, 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 hits the bottom. It cracks its knuckles, looks at you and roars, looking very threatening.
I think we're just gonna beat its ass.
Okay. Well, hang on. Let me try something first if we're just gonna beat its ass anyway. Rain is going to cast Ray of Frost, but can she cast it at like its feet to like try and scare it?
Sure. You can make me an intimidation check with advantage.
I want to cast Ray of Frost at his feet, too.
Well, we both could.
We could.
I also technically know Ray of Frost.
Oh,
We
yeah.
all three should.
Do it. I will let you go with the highest roll.
Do you want to roll attack or?
Not attack. You can just roll intimidation with advantage.
Like, Rain's not very charismatic, but Rain's a wizard, so...
Okay, solid 13s. 16,
That's
kid's
Bob.
pretty good.
Let's go ahead and I will Flash of Genius my thingy. So it's actually a 20.
Okay. Your Ray of Frost, Coslow, gets the closest to the magma creature, grazing just the tips of his rocky toes. He takes a step backwards.
Just triple Ray of Frost at his feet.
He pushes the boat aside, kicking it with his feet. He looks at everyone on their scorpions, down at the quickly melting frost at his feet, pats it off. He dips his toes in the lava. He begins to shuffle aside. He glances back over his shoulder. And he begins scaling the rocky cliffs to his east.
Goodbye!
Why does it say Insinis will remember this up in the upper right-hand corner?
He scales the rocks, crouches down, and watches you all from a slightly higher perch.
Alright, maybe we should get in the boat and get out of here before he decides to do anything else.
So we just send in the scorpions back then? I don't think they're gonna fit on the boat.
Shit!
We'll park the scorpions. We'll park the scorpions here so they'll protect our exit.
Yeah, but what if he fucks with them? Are they gonna be...
Can they actually like fight when we're not directly controlling them?
No. They are vehicles. The Insinus growls at you from his higher perch. You leave, he says in broken common.
Yeah, we'll leave. That's the whole point.
Mine!
We'll bring it back!
You small.
I think we're gonna have to wipe this guy out.
Is there anything I can offer him?
You all can make me a perception check.
You know what? I'm okay.
Okay.
I pass.
C-Swap, you hear something like the growl of a close creature. But as you look around, there's nothing else in the cave aside from potentially a bird sitting in a nest to the west. Very high up, you can barely see its little head peeking out at you. It almost looks like the depictions of a phoenix. But it's much smaller and not as regal and obviously not on fire. Though it is colorful and beautiful, but that is not where the growl is originating from. The Insinus, sounds like it's hungry. The sound of his empty stomach echoes through the cavern.
What does a giant lava monster rock thing eat?
That's a good question. C-Swab? Roll animal handling.
Nope.
You don't know. He was trying to chew on the rowboat ore previously.
Wood of some kind, perhaps?
A decent guess. The Insinus's stomach growls loudly.
My quarters. I'm gonna try to throw my quarterstaff that I have carrying around that I don't use. That is made out of wood.
Okay, put it on the ground.
I would just put it.
Just drag and drop, yeah. All right, toss that thing wherever you want to toss it.
How do I toss it?
Just drag it like a token. Put it where you want it to go.
Not letting.
Or you can ping where you want to toss it.
I'm just gonna toss it right here, at the base of the little.
Okay. Clank, 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 clank. The staff drops at the base of the rocky cliff where the Insinus is currently perched. It looks down and sniffs with sightless eyes. Carefully, it crawls to the edge. Picks up the staff and begins crunching on the end of it. Its fanged maw easily splinters the wood. And quickly, the quarterstaff is no more. It scrambles back up and pats its stomach, letting out a very smoke-filled belch. You nice feed Insinus.
Cedar's like, yeah, you like that.
Insinus. Hungry.
Anybody have anything made out of wood that they don't care about?
Hey, tell you what, we'll make you a deal.
Hmm?
We'll get you more like that if you keep an eye on our very metal scorpion friends here while we go out and do some stuff, and then we'll come back and we'll get you some more.
More wood?
Yeah.
And Kazo will pull a staff that he has for some reason out of his pack and like wave it around.
I'll give you this right now, and if you agree to watch the scorpions, and you're hanging around here when we're back, it won't be too long. We'll find some more wood for you.
Bring Insinus magic wood. Insinus, watch tiny bug.
Yeah. Lots of us have magic.
Like this, and Rain will just pull out the trident. This can be yours when we get back.
He makes little grabby hands towards the trident.
We have to come back, and the scorpions have to be in pristine condition.
He jumps down off the cliff and lands with a thump. Boom! Insinus. Yes. Insinus watch bug.
All right.
Feed Insinus magic wood.
Lots of magic wood when we get back if these scorpions are still here.
Right, you get the normal wood now, you get the magic wood when we come back.
He walks through the lava. It just
That's
comes
not
out.
frightening at all.
Comes out the other side, perfectly unscathed. He shakes himself off like a big wet dog, and bits of slag go everywhere.
Kazo will toss the staff to him.
He belches a mighty gout of smoke emits from his mouth. Yes. Yes! Insinus happy. Guard bug. Magic wood. He towers over even most of you on the scorpions, looking down. The sightless gaze of the Insinus is made slightly creepier by the fact that his mouth is now billowing with smoke from the wood he has most recently eaten. He goes over to the boat again, standing in the lava, and turns it.
Oh, how helpful.
Insinus help.
Thank you, Insinus.
It is N to dismount. And you click the thing you want to mount, the rowboat, and then you hit M to mount. And it'll show the plus 5 feet once you mount it. There we go.
Oh my god, who's steering this thing?
That's me, I'm sorry.
There you go.
And
See, Swab,
M
he
to
just
mount.
got it pointed in the right direction.
There we go. Just need Grebella on. Everybody can drive the boat, but everybody has to be on the boat. Just click on the rowboat, Grebella, and hit your M key. There we go.
M as in Mike.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody's on. Insinus goes over to the scorpions, and he picks 2 of them up at the same time, hefting them on his shoulders. Tucks them under the cliff. Nice, neat little fashion.
I didn't know that this lava cave was going to have valet.
Be real careful with LoJack Scorpsman. He gets very depressed sometimes.
Mine can accidentally drive on itself and kill people because I have the Andaris Cyberscorp.
No, my go on.
The Insinus looks at the scorpions with confusion, wondering why they are not moving. He gives them a sniff, but smelling nothing that is interesting to eat, he leaves them alone and remembers his promise, for you will bring him back magic wood.
Alright, I think we're good here. Can someone with arms long enough to reach the oars start rowing us down the river?
We all look at Grebella.
How do I move the boat?
I just click the boat and move it. Not the scorpion.
Yeah.
Here, let me move
Yeah.
that scorpion.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm clicking on the boat.
Click
Yeah,
on
it's not
yourself.
No, I'm clicking.
Oh yeah, when I click the boat, it doesn't like stay selected.
Yeah.
Oh, if you just move yourself, it's fine. Grebella failed at pickpocketing. Excuse me, Grebella.
I don't know what I'm doing.
No, don't crash into the wall.
You crash into the wall briefly. The ironwood boat makes a very loud clang.
Who decided the giant lady would be a good sailor?
We just need someone to row the oars, and Kozlo can't do it. He can't even reach both of them at the same time.
The Insinus gives you a small wave as you make your way quickly down the fast-flowing river of lava. You see the magma fish part ways as the boat quickly picks up speed. All
I
right.
understand why you guys always want to kill everybody we meet.
What are you talking about?
Kozlo wanted to kill that guy.
I do actually
Valet!
want to say that I appreciate deeply that you all lived up to the standards set by Azrael on this day. You're really embodying the spirit of Azrael.
Yeah, you didn't kill the Insinus. You made friends.
We want to keep it alive and make it a Pokemon.
Yeah, you guys did the thing. You followed the tenets of your religion.
I wanted to kill it, but I just really wanted to use my attacks on the scorpion because I haven't gotten
WWAD.
What would Azrael do?
So many.
As the small rivulet of lava becomes a raging magma river, you find yourselves quickly out in the wide open space of a lava lake. Crumbling pillars tell you that there was once society here, but it is no longer. That is where we will end today's session, as you all make your way across this massive lava lake, hopefully safely, until you reach the vault of Vakaris.
Oh, I see Wang Doodle. Is this like the Office gif where she sneaks up behind Dwight or whatever? He's like, ah, Jesus.
He was there the whole time! That is where we will end today's session. As navigating the lava lake of the Vakaris River, as it widens up. Oh my god, big tabby cat. We'll have to wait for another day. Good job on not battling the Insinus. And C-Swab very quickly learned that it was just hungry. White cat, what are you doing? You can't hide under the monitor. You are way too big.
But what if we take it home to the dragon horde later?
Well, also Azrael apparently needs more loyal minions in the plane of fire. So
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
all I'm saying is C-Swab dialed in.
He did.
He didn't take his vows. He took his vows very seriously.
Very seriously. Well, hopefully, the Insinus will be a nice friend for you once you start traversing the plane of fire. However, oh my gosh, I need to get my cat off of my table. Hey, buddy, come here. Up, 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 up. Big boy. But for now, hey, up. I promise, yeah. On the big pillow. Get on the love sack. There you go. For now, that is the end of the session for today. The Vault of Vicaris is just ahead. You guys have fun today?
Yeah.
I was ready for a scorpion battle with Insinus, but you, instead of not using the scorpions as battle machines, you may have made a friend you could bring to the plane of fire for your upcoming war against the genies.
You got a friend in me.
I baited you guys too. I was like, oh man, don't you want to ride the scorpions? Don't you want to just fucking go apeshit?
Yeah, I kind of want to go apeshit.
All right, everybody, that will be it for today. Devo, are you streaming still?
I will probably be a little bit later, but I'm not just yet. I got some stuff I gotta do first, so.
Sounds good. For now, I will let you all go, and I will see you next Monday for hopefully you all making it to the Vault of Vicaris. Sounds good?
Sounds good. See you guys.
All right, have a good night, everybody.
See you.
Hey, friends.
Night. All right, everybody, that is it for Arctis today. Whoa. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for Devo for the initial raid. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We got a little lore we had to get into before getting into some of the encounters, but they are on their way to a very fun dungeon crawl. Nukiyoshi, thanks for hanging out. Goose, thanks for hanging out, etc. Thank you for watching. Silent Saturn, what's going on? Zen, what's going on? Everybody coming over from the raid, greatly appreciate it. Hopefully everybody will survive the trip across the lava lake and make it to the vault. Catch our VODs and catch up on our shorts and funny moments over at Arctis DD, full VODs for everything. And you can catch our TikTok and Twitter shorts over on Play Arctis. And I'm your DM's Arena. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Greatly appreciate you all being here. And we will be back next Monday for more Arctis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.